Are we live?
We are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome into EBSN Online's coverage of the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine, the fan experience, the fan mobile pass that we had. We traveled up here last night, and me and Big Game James went today, and it was a pretty cool time. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Anybody who's watching right now, leave us a comment. If you're listening back on iTunes or Google Play, we appreciate that as well. And make sure you subscribe to us on all of our social media. And let's jump right into it. So you want to tell them about how we got started on this?
Well, we got started with I was at work chilling on the phone with these dum-dums like I always have to listen to every day, the people who cry about their stupid late fees getting taken off. And no, I'm not going to tell you where I work. But they get on my nerves, and I can't stand them.
It involves a phone.
Exactly, and I have to do a lot of talking to these fools. Shout out Daniel. But next thing I know, I get a text message, and I'm like, "What's this?" It says, "Hey, what you doing? Hey, you want to go to the NFL Combine?" And I can't yell like I yelled at work, but I had a big ass yell, and I don't sit by anybody. I sit in the back in the corner by myself because I don't like messing with people. So I sit in the corner like. Everybody jumped up.
It just kind of came across to me. I mean, like I told you on the way here, and even at that time, I didn't realize how big of a deal it was to come to something like this. But being here for the first time and experiencing something like this, it really is a select group of people. There's not that many people here at all.
Yeah, not a lot of people.
Empty stadium,
but and so they kind of keep it on the low. But I've been watching the Combine for years and years and years and years. Always watched it. Got a little more in tune to it when I got older and really started feeling like I was scouting the game more. I really started focusing more on the drills. Also, honestly, when I coached football, I used a lot of the drills from the Combine for my kids when we started out in preseason. I used a lot of the Combine drills that they used, and it worked. So I got to break down what some of the kids really looked like with a lot of those lineman drills that they did up there. I took a lot of those lineman drills and did them and incorporated them, and the kids loved them. The kids loved those drills, and you could really starting a base of learning, getting the reps and the learning of that. If you can see those drills that they're doing now and you incorporate it when they're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, by the time they're in high school and stuff, they're experts, and that's how they become pros. And so it's been exciting. Like I said, off the subject, but I was geeked up when you said we had the tickets. I was ready. Work, they was like, "Hey, you got to work." I said, "I don't give a hell. Like, I'm gonna check in tomorrow to see if they let me off. If not, I already told them I'm calling off, so I don't really care." So I said, "We coming to the football thing, and this is what we're doing." And I'm geeked up, and we've been having a good time.
Yeah, it's been great. And as our Facebook audience is building up here, I just want to thank everybody who has tuned in and remind everyone that we're broadcasting live from Indianapolis right now. We're right around the corner from Lucas Oil Stadium where the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine is currently happening. Me and James, like he just explained, we came across some tickets and we did the whole fan experience and everything. We're going to be here tomorrow as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to go ahead and plug where I got these tickets because it's a great site. So you go check it out. It's oneiota.com. That's number one, IOTA.com. They have free tickets for all kind of stuff, so you can get put on a waiting list. And I think what the NFL is trying to do here is, this is kind of an experimental period with this combine. They kind of want to see how it goes with a small group of people every year and make it more and more like a fan experience and get more and more people in each year and probably eventually charge for it, but let you have. We had quite a bit of access, so I don't want to say to let you have more access because we actually get quite a bit, like from this little free experience, actually, because we ran into some people today.
Yeah, we definitely did run into a few people. Let me get back in here because my stuff was freezing.
First of all, we were on, our stream is...
it's freezing.
Yeah, it's freezing up on us. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like we dropped, so our signal strength isn't great if you tuned in on Facebook Live, so... Apologize if we cut out on you, but I guess we can keep it going in case it pops back in.
If it pops back in, it's cool. If you don't, we just talking.
Yeah, it's whatever. Let's just keep it rolling.
We just gonna talk.
At least we'll have the podcast. So if you missed it, you can at least listen to our experience there, and we can kind of paint the picture a little bit. It's a nice sunny day here. I mean, it's not warm, but it ain't freezing cold either. There's like 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Sunny.
Still
clear
needed
outside.
a coat. Still needed a coat.
Still should have had a coat. So it definitely ended up getting cold on us. But like I was saying, though, we ran into some people. So you got to meet up with
Brian Broaddus,
one of your Dallas Cowboys media colleagues.
One of the media colleagues. It's funny because when we walked past there, you basically were pointing out all the media people, or they were all to the right. So we saw the Raiders, the Jets, we saw some other teams, and then we saw the Cowboys over there. So I saw Broaddus, and what was the other guy's name?
Yeah, Dave Hellman and Rob Phillips.
Yeah, Dave Hellman and Rob Phillips. So I saw those guys over there chilling. So, you know me, hey, it's the media. I'm not going to see the players today, so like that. So the media, that's the next best thing. I share a lot of the things, especially Broaddus. I respect what he says and what those guys write about. I respect them as writers. So it was, I wasn't like a fan, but I kind of was maybe. So you know,
I mean, why not? Like we were talking
hey,
about.
I was geeked up about it. I can't front. I was excited to see them.
I mean, those guys do what we do. You know, like they kind of do. We're like in a similar field of what we're trying to do, and you know they're really good at it. So you just have nothing but respect for those kind of guys because you know they've done it. They're at the level that we probably would like to be at. You know, at some point. So
yeah. So the good thing about that is when they were walking away, we'll jump into the what we saw with the weightlifting, but to talk about those guys, when they were breaking out, you said, hey, they'll go help me. Why don't you say something to him right quick? And I was like, I don't know. They're walking away. Yeah. Then I was like, man, bump it. I don't care. I'm just going to run up to him, like, say what's up. So
yeah, when you go in, there's the scouting combine with the drills and where they do everything in Lucas Oil Stadium. And then across the street, you've got the Indianapolis Convention Center. So that's where they were holding this fan experience event, and that's where we ran into those guys. So they had a Radio Row is what they called it. So you could experience that. You can experience the press conferences, as you said, and we'll get into that, the bench presses. All this is over in the convention center. They even had an ESPN set there doing NFL Live where you and I actually got a little.
We was on TV. Check it out. If they got reruns of NFL Live, check us out.
Got a little cameo experience. I'm sure they'll be running that all throughout the night. You know how they do it in the midnight programming, all in the middle hours of the night.
They said we was on there.
We can't rewatch it because we got to be up early, but I guess who sleeps anyway?
Mm-hmm.
But, so that was pretty cool. And then they had guys signing autographs for free, guys like Monty Toomer. I know Rod Woodson's going to be there tomorrow. One of the guys that we'll talk about too, Reggie Wayne, he was going to be there signing autographs.
Man, that's all he needs to do is sign autographs.
And then, so that was a pretty cool experience over there, and not that many people, not that crowded. I mean, you had pretty nice access to everything,
a lot of access.
Not long lines at all. So
we still were too far up.
It was too far up. Yeah, they definitely set us too high. You couldn't even see their faces, and we're talking about when we're in the stadium.
Right.
Now, when you're watching them do bench presses in the press conference, you can see them up close and personal.
Yeah. And that was good.
We were getting ready to jump into something that. What else was it after that?
Well, we was finishing off with Hellman and Broaddus. You know, I hollered at Hellman right quick. I gave him the dapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to front on here like I know some Dave Hellman or some Brian Broaddus. So they even thinking come at me like that. Like, oh, Jay, you think you know? No, I don't know them. But I ran up to him like I did know him. So I ran up to Hellman like, hey, what's good? Like, that's exactly just how I said it, too. What's good? And he was like, what's good? So I pumped the Silver and Blue to him right quick. I pumped that EBS in to him. And then I was like, hey, give me a picture. You know what I'm saying? I respect your work. I share your stuff. Hey, give me some love. He was like, hey, no doubt. So I ran and got you because you was like, what's up? Came and got the photo after I got from Hellman, and then they were all standing there, and then I was like, well, bump it. Since they standing there, ain't nobody talking to them. Hey, what's good? Can I get this photo? He like, Brian Broaddus was like, hell yeah. Well, he didn't say hell yeah, but he was like, yeah, sure. He's like, jump on in the middle. You know what I mean?
he was aggressive.
Yeah, he was great. He's like, get on in the middle. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, let's get close. So I was like, all right. So, you know what I mean? We took the picture, and then I told him I respect their work, and you know what? Big Gang James and Producer G, you're going to be seeing us soon, big dog. So make sure you remember these faces.
I mean, we were on ESPN.
I mean, man, just straight up, make sure you remember these faces.
My point of explaining all that was to say, because you said that they came out, and that's what I meant to say was they came out of the little Radio Row area right there.
Yeah.
They had all the different teams set up. There was scouts from every team. Everybody was there.
Right.
Everybody you could think of was there. John Lynch, John Gruden. I mean, all these guys, all the media people, Adam Schefter, everybody was in there. And we'll be back tomorrow, and I think it'll be even better. So today,
it's gonna be a lot better.
Today was day one for us. I mean, they'd already done some stuff, but we kind of go in these groups. So what we had was the offensive line and running backs today. For the 11:30 time, which actually didn't start till what 12:30.
12:30.
I mean, the experience was kind of like
it was kind of whack, but
like
not in whack in the
being in the stadium part.
Yeah, that was because it was whack. Because I honestly, number one, I missed Hernandez and them. We missed the first row of offensive linemen. You know what I mean? The first row of offensive linemen, and then it was like we was just. It was like you had the running backs over there doing verticals, the vertical jump, and then you had the offensive linemen doing a whole bunch of different drills, which was cool. But I want to be closer and see them closer. Even though they had the screens for us, you could look to your left and you could see them on the screen. I need to be closer and look at them actually move their feet and hips. The drills that they were doing great. But in saying that, there were a few players that when they gave us the sheet, because you put the sheet out there and they had the list of all the players that were actually participating in pretty much numbered form. We got to see some good players or some players that I was kind of digging in there.
Yeah, and I mean I'm with you on you couldn't see the guys. And real quick before we get to that, I just want to jump into this Facebook because I know that we're having these connection problems. So I apologize for anybody. I mean, it's kind of a washed-up show on Facebook. I might as well end it, honestly, but maybe you can still hear it. I'm not sure. I mean, I might turn my phone up and check that, but if you can and you stay in, I mean, that's cool. But
if not, we're just talking
We're
anyway.
in a spot here, and we just don't have a great internet connection at this time, so it's kind of messing up our streaming capabilities. But we do have some podcast subscribers, so you can check us out on iTunes,
on the podcast,
Google Play, and SoundCloud anytime, and check that out. So
listen to it like for real.
And I'm going to take this video down because the quality is not good. But anyway,
so just listen to us.
So they gave us these books or pamphlets for us to keep track of the 40-yard dash, the vertical jump, and what they called a flex test.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we ain't seen none of this.
I mean, we saw some 40s, but they didn't do a good job of informing us what the 40 time was. I mean, maybe we were supposed to bring our own timer. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, every time it was like they gave us the Bluetooth where you can hear it out of your ear when they're running, but they didn't give it the announcement for every single run that they had. And they would go to commercial and guys were still running. So it was like, how are you going to know the times when they're running like that? And then also they have the guys up on the big board and they're breaking down all their stats. But after they run, why don't you flash their 40 times so we can all see it if you're trying to have us keep track.
Yeah, at least have it up on the screen. I mean, they didn't even show they were doing offensive line drills while they were doing running back verticals, so it was kind of weird. And when
how are you going to keep track of that unless you're on the field?
Right. And when you say they would take a break or go to a commercial, they gave us these little headsets. Like it goes into one side of your ear. It's just a one earpiece with a nice little National Football League lanyard. I thought it was really cool. I'll be keeping mine, but so you could hear the actual live TV broadcast through your headset. Mm-hmm. In real time as it was happening. I mean, you could actually hear the guys on the field, in real time through that little headset. I thought that was pretty cool. That was a really cool feature that I did like. But like you said, they would go to a commercial break. I mean, I remember one time there was a running back running a 40-yard dash, and they cut to a break before he even got to finish the run.
Right.
So, I mean, how do they expect us to keep track of that, as fans with that type of experience? So if they're looking for some kind of feedback, that'd be one thing I think I would say. They need to work on that, like show those 40 times up on the screen, because if you're seeing it and you're saying it on the broadcast, you should be able to put it up there.
You have the technology to do it, so you should do it. And if you're having people come in for this fan experience, give us the best experience possible. Don't give us a half-ass experience where we're sitting there like, and I get it. You don't got to open them doors. I feel y'all. Y'all ain't got to do it, but if you're going to do it right. That's what I feel. If you're going to do it right. Let us get the full fan experience. If these guys are running 40 times and you're giving us booklets of having 40 times written down and you're giving us a pen and paper or whatever, then let us get the full information, show those daggone 40 times up there. And there's got to be a way where, hey, if I can pay an extra $10, I got to get close to that field. I know a lot of people are with the NFL,
Right.
and I get that. I get that for the security too. But y'all got people that's probably flex people up before we went in there. We got flexed up. So it wasn't like there was no security. We should be able to get a little closer to that field.
How bad were they with the phone thing, man? How many times did they tell us to put our phones away?
Oh man, well we was real.
Hey, I got some 40-yard dashes.
We was real kind of
Sorry about that.
belligerent with it. We was kind of real belligerent with it, but I don't care because you know what? I'm gonna sneak it. I'm gonna take my phone because this is live action. There's a reason why I want to be in here is for the live action. I have a page. We have a page. People want to see this, so I'm sneaking it. And you're going to have to catch me. And honestly, if you're not really yelling at me a lot, I'm going to keep doing it until you just say, I'm going to throw you out. Then I'll put it away. But until you tell me you're going to throw it away, throw me out, until you're going to threaten to throw me out, I'm going to keep turning on that phone and filming coverage.
Like I said, man, when we were there, it kind of felt like they kind of treat you like animals in a way as fans. You know, but I said, like, I also understand that because you got some people that are crazy, you know, out there,
right.
And those are the type of people that ruin it for people, you know.
But they had the metal detectors. We had people that they frisked us, they checked us.
I just don't like, you know, and they were trying to force us all to stand like within an inch of each other,
really close to each other.
So I mean, there were great
there
things
was one
about
guy,
it.
He had a real phobia about that.
Yeah, you know, some of them were more picky than others. Some of them were lenient. We're talking about security, but I mean. We can't complain a whole lot because it was free, but at the same time, like I said, if this is like a beta test, you know what I mean, they're kind of wanting feedback, kind of see how this is going to go because I think that the goal is to eventually open it up to more and end up making it like a huge event. But I don't see how
let it get too big.
You'll never be able to keep all those people quiet either.
Don't let it get too big because when you this is the problem. People don't know how to act. So since people don't know how to act and you keep on exposing it more and more and more and letting you people like you just did, you let all people know, hey, go get these tickets here. See, it's people like you that mess it up for everybody because now all the crazy is going to get that thing and be like, I'm crazy. I'm go crazy. And I'm going to go to Lucas Stadium and be crazy there. We don't need the crazies.
Don't do that to us, crazies.
Stay away, crazies. Don't ruin it for us.
Don't let me have ruined it.
Yes. You feel me?
It was a secret.
It was a secret. Secret silly.
Yeah, but you know what? I kind of wanted to give that site props though, because, or you know, just give them a shout out or something because that was a sweet hookup.
Yeah, it was a damn good hookup because they have a lot of other stuff, and I was in there.
A lot of stuff.
I was in that email like, damn, they got a lot of stuff in here, but not just that. Some of it sounded too good to be true. Maybe you might fish and get my credit card, so I had to back up out of there.
Nah, they never asked me for any kind of payment.
I'm just scared that they might.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I went through the whole process with no payment asked, but they definitely have all these free tickets, but it's not guaranteed you're going to get them.
Yeah.
You got to be put on a waiting list, and then I think they approve you based on where you live, stuff like that, like the odds of you making it. You know what I mean? So I think that's a part of it. But if you're just joining us, we appreciate it. You probably can't see us really on Facebook Live. You might be able to hear us a little bit. So this is a video is not very good. It will be removed, but guess what? I am recording this video as well, so I will be able to post this video when we're done here.
Okay.
And if you're watching now, this was recorded before, but it's kind of live, but it's not.
So we're getting real diabolical with you. So it's kind of there. It's like it's live, but is it Memorex?
I don't even know what that means.
You got to watch that. That's too old for you, dog, because remember, we got an age gap. Remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you wouldn't know
your
though.
elder.
You wouldn't know if you
you
saw
know.
it because
You
you
wouldn't know.
don't look that old at all.
And I like that.
Your personality isn't that old either.
I like that too.
But yeah, if you're just tuning in though,
hey, let's talk about these bench presses.
This is EBSN Online's 2018 NFL Scouting Combine Fan Experience, brought to you by me, producer G, and Big Game James.
Yo.
And yes, so you wanted to talk about the bench press.
Yes, let's talk about that bench press right quick.
After we left the combine.
After we left the combine, because it was getting boring as hell. Because, you know, we got to see the 40 times, but we'll jump on them because it was kind of exciting. But we missed a good part after that because we went to go watch the workouts. So we go inside there. All the receivers are there. I was geeked up because I want to see these guys lift, especially receivers, because you want to see how strong the receivers are. We saw a couple people, we didn't see the names, but who came out there and did it? Anthony Miller.
He started it off.
He started it off. Anthony Miller. Yeah.
The other guy finished it.
But Anthony Miller was beastie, though.
Yes.
Because he came
set
in there.
The bar high.
He set the bar high. And Anthony Miller is not a big dude. He's like 5'10", 5'11". I don't know the measurements because, they're giving the exact measurements at the combine. Has some stocky build, but he came in there and not just the way he was working out, he was pushing them. So when he was about like at 15, he banged out 7 hard ones.
He set the bar high.
He banged them all hard.
And you said it as it went on, and later on we were sitting together, that guys was kind of starting to hit that wall at about 12.
12.
So to get 20-something, even just over 20, that's pretty impressive. 22, he set that bar high right from the start.
Especially when you're not a big guy.
You know what? I never thought that. I never had experienced a weightlifting session like that where all these people were watching and hyping him. That was really cool.
You liked it, didn't you? You was yelling a lot.
Yeah, that was fun. You and me were both like
we were in
getting
there.
the crowd up.
Yeah, we got the crowd up. And believe it, we were getting that crowd amped.
And that was
the tight ends.
First, we watched the wide receivers from the sideline over there.
We was in the tight ends,
and then we went and actually sat in the bleachers. And the tight ends, we really got into it with them. And the guy, the director of the party or whatever he's called, he's like the party management guy for the NFL or whatever. He said when it was over, that's the best one they've had so far.
And I'm like, because we were in the stands.
And guess what? We'll be back tomorrow.
You feel me? So
to
y'all
watch that defense.
Yeah. Oh, the defense is going to be nasty when we watch those. Because I'm trying to
see the drills. But.
If we see linebackers, Tremaine Edmonds, I'm going to freak out like that's my dude. I want us to draft him. I'm going hard. Vita Villa. If we get to see the defensive guys in them workouts and them bench press, because I'm telling you, jumping back on the receivers because I want to hit the bench press. Like you said, Anthony Miller set the bar high with 22.
It was the guy whose last name is St. Brown from Notre Dame.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton had 18, I believe, for SMU. He was a nice size, 6'3", 6'4".
18 is nice.
The real big one that we saw, Jalen Scott. Remember when he walked out there? He was huge.
Yeah, and he disappointed.
He only did 13.
Yeah, less than 15. Yep, he did.
And then the guy surprised was Calvin Ridley, because remember how small he was.
Yes,
he is small.
He's small.
I'm bigger than him.
Yes.
I'm not a big dude.
I
I'm
don't
a little
know
dude.
about that, if we should go that direction.
I'm saying, you saw me standing next to the one boy from, what's his name?
Cam Phillips.
Yeah.
The Virginia Tech
He's 6'1", 188.
Yeah, we'll get to that too, because that was another part of the experience.
But he wasn't hunkering over me. I was right there. I could tackle you.
Yeah, I mean,
I could tackle Ridley.
I think you were a little taller than him too.
Yes, I can tackle Ridley, but Ridley pumped out 15.
You definitely were taller than Ridley.
Hey, Ridley is small, like short. He's not that big. But when we went out there, and he's wiry. He's got
that little Mighty Mouse.
Yes, he doesn't have any kind of weight to him. But he went out there and pumped out 15 strong ones, big, and there was a lot bigger guys as the receiving core that were out there. You keep on saying, what was his name? Was it Thomas?
St. Brown.
St. Brown.
He pumped out 24.
He was
24. A big guy.
He was a big guy. Big guy.
Notre Dame wide receiver.
And a lot of people liked him because remember when he came out there, he had a big crowd.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
James Washington, he was he was stocky, only 14.
There was one guy, I think, this smaller, like white dude. He had like 6.
Oh yeah, he was terrible. He didn't even get over that.
He had to be feeling bad after that.
Had to, because
you're put on the spot right there in front of everybody.
And the guy is trying to pump you up, and he knows when you can't do it. He's trying to pump it up, and he's like, it's a fail.
I think it was the San Francisco 49ers weight trainer.
Yeah, he's good.
He was wearing the 49ers patch.
He was getting people amped up, you know what I mean? But the guys would get amped up. Once they start slowing down a little bit, and then they start, come on, get up, stand up, give him one more. Then you see him start pulling deep from within and get that, give me one more. But there was a lot of good size receivers. I can honestly say there was a lot of good size receivers out there, on that bench press. So you're not going to get a lot of Julio Jones is out there, but you're going to get a lot of good steady receivers in this draft. I didn't see DJ Chark. That's one of the guys I wanted to see. I also didn't see Christian Kirk, but I think they lifted because we kind of got at the middle part of the lifting with the receivers. We saw the full thing with the tight ends.
Right.
Tight ends was good too. Dallas Goedert.
It was a jam-packed day. I mean, there's just so much that we got to experience in that little bit of time. from about 10:30 this morning up till about 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a lot of stuff to experience in that little jam-packed period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Turner on Facebook, I know we're having a bad video
They got to
here,
hear something.
but you guys might be hearing some
They
audio
got to hear something.
at least, so I'm not expecting anything with this video, but we appreciate you if you did tune in, and if you're listening, just ignore all my talk about Facebook because that's the video portion, and we do not have that right now.
So don't worry about it. But, hey, jumping on them tight ends, though.
Yes.
The guy I told you I've been liking from day one, A1 day one, has been Dallas Goedert from South Dakota State. One of them small schools. He played, I think, he came to basketball, was a walk-on. Then he wasn't even playing no football. Came in, just watched his tape. A lot of one-handed catches, but he's just one of them freaky athletic dudes, just like freaky athletic dude. Just watching him, his bend, he's just one of them guys. He's just a herky. When you see them herky jerky guys, those are those guys that are really good. That can do things with their body. With the football, when they catch it, they're just herky jerky, like the Travis Kelsey. Those type of guys. They're big, but they're herky jerky. So he went out there, and my eyes were all on him, what he was going to really do, and he came out there strong. He led all tight ends with 23 of them big boys. That was impressive.
And even to make that more exciting, like tomorrow will be the day where we get to watch them do the drills.
Yes.
The tight ends. So.
Yes, we'll get to see those hands. Fumagalli, remember, had the 9 fingers? You said you could tell.
Yeah, he was missing. That was pretty crazy.
Right? He pumped out 14.
That was pretty crazy. He was
watching
doing
that 9 with the fingers being on.
Yeah. I was impressed by that, for him to be able to just act like it wasn't even phasing him. It really didn't affect him at all.
Nah.
Like his grip or anything with lifting the weight.
I was looking at it. I was staring at it. I didn't want to stare at it.
It was his index finger on his left hand.
Yeah. I didn't want to. I kept looking at it, though.
I did not know that. And you know what? I wonder what kind of hands he has.
He has pretty decent hands.
That'll be a great story if he ends up doing anything in the NFL. That's
just like
cool.
with Shaquem Griffin, who only got one hand.
Right. The linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was he attending the combine?
I don't know if he can do. He got invited.
He can't lift.
He can't lift, but he can do all other drills.
He can lift somehow, but he can't do a bench press.
Right.
Unless there's some kind of attachment they can use for him. I'm not sure what they. I'm sure that with today's technology, they've found or have found a way for him to continue to lift without having an.
The fact that dude's playing football with one hand is you're a beast.
Yeah, I mean,
flat out.
And
you're a beast, and he's good.
He's got the potential.
I think he had 9 sacks this year.
His brother is
8 or 9
Shaq
sacks.
Griffin,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, and it was nasty with the Seahawks
As a rookie.
Yeah, nasty. So it's in the blood. It's not like he can't play. It's just he don't have one hand. He only got one hand.
But yeah, it'll be curious to see if that guy can catch with having that one finger.
He looked pretty good. Well, we had another guy. I can't remember his last name, so forgive me. Mike Kaninsky. It's not that, but this tight end.
What school?
Penn State.
Yeah.
Everybody's been talking to him. He was in the senior game. He was in the Senior Bowl. He had a couple drops, but the Cowboys looking at it, he could be another tight end. Look at, he had 22. Tyler Conklin from Central Michigan, I believe, he had 18. Mark Andrews from
it's Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, he had 22. Mark Andrews from Oklahoma is another tight end that's been talked about. He had 17.
One of the guys that were not able to lift, I know Marcus Ball from Ohio State.
Yeah, he tore something.
He had a shoulder tear and he was not able to lift.
Oh, and there's another one.
There was 3 other guys that couldn't lift.
And he met with Dallas. Gosh, I can't remember his name.
But they were telling us that lifting's kind of optional and that mostly
it is. They don't have to.
The quarterbers really
they don't
most
lift.
of them, I guess they
don't have to.
declined it. Yeah, so I think you said they only had one quarterback lift.
Every year, that's the way it always is.
But that makes sense. I mean,
they don't want quarterback. Yeah, they don't want to tear something. Just like when you saw
Billy Price.
Billy Price tore his pec.
Another Ohio State player.
I don't know if he tore it, but he did something. They said he'll be ready for camp or when he drafted or whatever. So it's not going to be that serious, but it can happen. Brian Arakpo was one of those other guys who would always have those tears, those pec tears. And and I think he tore one of them working out too.
Yeah.
So those are not uncommon pec tears working out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's very
especially
common.
You
Very
know, and
common.
I'm thinking that too. And like I said, I never experienced this before, so it was really cool for me. I mean, I actually liked it a lot, you know, because it got me pumped quite a bit. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually excited to watch some defense tomorrow, some big guys out there, you know, doing 30 reps. But
I want to see what Vita Vea is going to do. 350 pounds,
athlete at that size,
6'5".
a 4'8" in the 40.
I mean,
Honestly, I haven't really seen a lot on him, but just those measurables are just that you know that you're gonna do something just based on those measurables.
and see, here's the problem. That's what people have the problem with Dallas and Stephen Jones is like you being hard headed, saying, "Oh, well, we ain't messing with no one techs unless they got three tech characteristics." You sound really, and I'm not hating on you, Stephen Jones. Like I really am in your corner because I feel like you're different than Jerry, but then I see the Jerry traits in you. But when you say, "Oh, we're not gonna be just looking at that," and if that dude drops down to you, and you have 6'5", 350 pounds, and he can possibly run a 4.8, and monsters on the 225, and his tape is good. Yes, he doesn't. Does he need work? Every player does. But if you're looking at a guy that can change our team defensively, that can actually take up space, can make other players better, put Malik Collins back at his natural 3-tech spot. You can rotate, which Marinelli does too much, but now you got guys that can start and play for a while there. So why wouldn't you do that? Because Marinelli's not saying that, or he's saying they don't value it. Marinelli may be gone next year. You're going to be having a new changing of the guard, and I guarantee they value that 1-tech more than Marinelli does. He's the one that says, well, didn't you say we got the stat where they sub too damn much, where Barry Church said we sub too damn much, and guys can get a rhythm, and that's why we are getting beaten games, late in games, because we're getting subbed, and nobody knew what they were doing. Remember when Anthony Brown had that interview, and he said, guys got to know what they're doing? And he said, oh, you're saying guys didn't know where they were going? Oh, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and like they said, it's hard to really get in that rhythm when you're constantly taking guys in and out, you know, on one drive alone. You know, you'll see 3 different safeties on one drive, like we said, and you don't really think about that kind of thing until somebody points it out. So, especially
and then you
a
see
former
how
player.
bad it was.
And then you see Barry Church now on the number 1 defense in the NFL, and
And
you
he's-
get to an AFC Championship game.
And the good thing I like about Barry Church is that he's not riffing, he's not dogging, he's not disrespecting anybody in what he's saying. He's saying the truth. He's saying, listen, I played in there.
He's talking about the differences.
He's telling the truth because I played sports and I know what it is to play sports. I know what it is to start and play the whole damn game. And I know when you're a starter, you don't want to sub in. You don't want to play 4 series and then next thing you know, some other dude who's your backup is playing your position for the next 2 series. And then you got to come back out and regenerate. And then all of a sudden, here's the problem with that. And this is another thing, though, when you look at it, is that when you come back in, right, now you got to get the whole defense back together, right? And now the coach is looking at you for the expectation to bring everybody back. So what if you sub in after coming out from the series and then there's a mistake? Now he looks at you like it's your fault. And I'm looking at you like, no, dude, you shouldn't have subbed me.
So we're getting some comments here, and that's really good stuff that you just said. We're getting some comments here on the Facebook Live. I think we might have established a little bit of a better connection here. We're just going to keep it up and running until, we're done
Hopefully
here.
it just
Why
keeps
not?
going, man.
It's late night,
Who gives a hell?
Yeah, we're just talking about our day. So nothing serious going on here, but Terry Turner said Barkley was impressive. Juan Madrid's in there. What's up, Juan? He said, actually, Terry Turner had a comment and said V to V over under 40 reps tomorrow. He said he has 37, and then Juan Madrid followed that up with a comment and said under as well, 38.
Yeah, I don't think he gets 40.
40, that's whew.
I
would love
he
to
gets
see
40.
some 40.
40 is really beastie.
We're going to hear a lot of cheers and a bigger crowd if we start seeing some 40s put up.
Yeah, but we also did understand and did know that we did point out that just because you're big doesn't mean you're strong, and we saw a lot of that prevalent today. I saw a lot of not a lot, but I seen quite a few smaller guys who we didn't think that were going to throw up that 225. Did it very strongly and sturdy, where a lot of guys who walked out there chiseled looking like Greek gods were barely throwing up. We're getting to 12 and like, ugh, the bar is leaning to one side because they can't get it up anymore. So I'm wondering, like, is that pure strength, or are you on something and you're really not lifting?
Yeah,
and you're just on something to just keep you pumped up with the look, because you can have the look because of workout, even though I'm not a big dude. If you can have the look because you're putting those supplements into you, but may not have that strength.
Yeah, I mean, I think another part of that is your mentality for even just the day. You know what I mean? Like you wake up feeling in a different mood every day. So maybe it just wasn't someone's day,
True,
if they
true.
didn't do well.
That is true because
Mentally,
there's
they maybe
day.
not have been ready for it.
That is true
So that's
because
just another way you could look at that.
you could come in do 13 reps one day and then the next day you came in
Right.
with a clear frame of mind and banged out 20 and then
Right.
people like, yeah, well, what
Yep.
happened?
Maybe
So
you're feeling strong mentally
will-
one day or maybe
I
not
would
the next.
definitely agree with that, so I won't go overboard with that
I
statement.
think that happens a lot too with this combine because you only get like one opportunity to do things.
That's
you know
true.
What I
The
mean?
pressure,
So, yeah, and the pressure and
anxiety.
if you're not tip top 100%, at your best, you're going to underperform and you're going to be disappointed because you could have done better.
You know instantly. Well, I know when you bench press, you know instantly, especially if somebody's giving you a timer or just giving you the reps. You kind of know instantly when you come off that bar and you do the first rep, like, oh, it's feeling good. This is going to be a good one. You know what I mean? These are going to be some good, strong, solid reps. You know, if you throw that first one off and it's a little crooked, you're like, oh, daggone it.
Yeah,
This might be 11.
The mental part of it is definitely a huge factor, I believe. Juan saying that it looks pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, Tim.
I still
know
see
Tim.
it freezing up. I can tell
know
that
Tim.
it is.
We know
But
Tim.
hopefully you can hear the audio, and
We
even
know
if you
Tim.
didn't or you missed a part of it,
We know Tim.
we'll repost this video because we're actually recording it as well. So I'll actually repost this so you can watch
Yeah.
it back while as a pre-recorded video. So we'll
Yeah.
at least have that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he means it looks good as far as the quality or our setup here. Because
Well, just tell us. Tim is an honest guy. He does tell it. Tim tells it. So he just ask him.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Tim. The stream's laggy. Yes, I know.
That's
We're
what I'm
aware.
saying.
I
Tell him
should. You
that.
know what? I should edit this post and put laggy stream in the front.
Why don't you?
Or I should just stop the stream now.
No, don't stop it.
Okay.
Juan asked you a question.
Maybe I should just
Wait,
put
ask
audio
us.
only.
He asked us, "Says because you said you thought, do you think he is? Barkley is better than Zeke."
No, I'm not gonna say he's better than Zeke, but I mean, I was saying like he could be better than Zeke because
He's
right
not.
now, I mean, he's dominating all these measurables and he's very comparable to a Zeke, and he was a multi-threat running back in college, but Zeke sustained
Zeke
it
was
longer.
right. But
And like I said that earlier, though, I said Barkley pretty much had one good year, which was last year. I mean, he had other good years, but you know what I mean. Like he had that Heisman type run
right.
last year. So I don't know if he's going to be better than Zeke, but I do think that he's worthy of being picked in the top 5 like Zeke was, and he could have that same type of impact on the league right away. Yeah.
Now,
I would take him number 1. I would have took Zeke number 1.
yeah. Now, I'm not going to say he's better than Zeke because he's got to get in the NFL and prove that, because I knew when Zeke came out of the Ohio State University that Zeke was going to come in being a monster because Zeke had those nasty traits. I saw Barkley, but I just don't. Barkley is just a cup lower than Zeke to me in my eyes. Zeke was something special. Zeke was something special, and they had a lot of great running backs at Ohio State, and Zeke is held in a very, very high lower in running back history. Now when running backs come in, they don't compare him to Eddie George. They compare him to Zeke.
You're right.
They compare all these running backs to Zeke now.
I was going to bring up the Eddie George comparison. I was going to say he's like,
He surpassed that.
he's on the Eddie George level at Ohio State. Now
Yeah.
he has an opportunity to do even better than him in the NFL. And Eddie George had a pretty damn good NFL career and a Super Bowl appearance. So Zeke has an opportunity to do that, but can't be getting suspended.
Yeah, but Barkley is, like you said, 41-inch vertical, 4.4 40,
Off the charts.
29 reps, and he proved it in college. And he played whenever he played it, he played at the high level. And he's a very smart player. I think that's the good thing about him as well. He's a smart player.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I'm not going to throw a hex on him. Penn State is known to have players that do great in college and do nothing in the pros. Penn State is known for that, especially running backs. Now that's kind of fell off for a little bit, but they had a role where Penn State running backs were dominating in NCAAs, and they go in the NFL and just flop. Curtis Enos, Blake, too many.
Larry Johnson.
Larry
Well,
Johnson. He was good, but he was a head
one.
case. He was a head
That's
case.
what I was going to say, though. Barkley is one of the, more straight edge guys that we've had in a while coming out. That's that high of a profile, but as far as like non-quarterback. But,
Right.
Another thing you could look at too is these other running backs in this class, because outside of the guys I know, like Sony Michel, Nick Chubbs, the Georgia guys.
You like those guys?
I do like those guys. I watched them play in that championship game, and I
to see
didn't
him
watch
today.
them play a lot
See him today,
And outside of that, I didn't watch them play a lot, but I do like them, and they have household type names. You know what I mean? I could hear those being NFL names for sure.
And I like that they didn't run the 4-4s. I like that they ran the 4-5s because people probably doubt them.
Right.
And they're going to be good
It's
in the
different,
NFL. They're
yeah.
both going to be good in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But what I was getting at with that was is it possible that Barkley is a product of a weak running back class, so he just looks like he's
That's what I'm saying.
way better than everybody else because everybody else kind of average. That's a possibility.
Yes, I think he's because he is head and shoulders above everybody else. I mean, we got the list right here.
The measurables do compare to Zeke, though.
The measurables, I mean, think about it. Zeke was coming out of college and he was 225.
A little smaller,
6'1". He was 6 foot 225. Ran a what? 4.4, 4.43, something like that. 4.45,
4.41, I think.
Something around there, right?
It's about the same.
But Barkley is 6 foot 233. I didn't know he was 233 pounds. He didn't look 233, but he's a cut up 233. He's ripped.
He's got big, thick thighs and legs.
He's cut up. Yes, he's very cut up. He looks strong, and he proved it on that bench press. When I watched him do his bench press, he knew what he was doing. So he looks like he's one of those technical people. He's a thinker, and that's why I think he'll be good in the NFL. I heard some people saying we do not want the Giants getting some Saquon Barkley because he could be a problem for us. But I don't know. I kind of don't want him coming to New York Giants.
That's why I said I'd be fine.
Go to the Browns.
I'd be fine with the Browns.
Go to the
Pick
Browns,
them
but I don't think the Browns are going to do it. I think
him.
the Giants are going to probably grab him because they need a damn running game. They do. He
Now,
would change their game.
I think that the Browns should do it. Now they probably won't because they always do dumb shit. But I could see that they've already announced that they're open to trading that pick.
Why would they need to get a running back though?
Why not?
They don't need a running back.
You get a running back at 1 and a franchise quarterback at 4.
They don't need a damn running back.
I mean, they got Isaiah Crowell.
He's pretty good. You don't need to draft another running back that high. They need to get something else. They could really be smart with that and will and deal.
Well, I just think if you had a chance to get a franchise type changer, a game changer like that, you should definitely do that. But getting back to the trade talk, the Browns said they were open to trading that pick, so that makes me feel like whoever wants Barkley, you better go ahead and jump up in front of the Giants and get him.
Yeah, because the Giants want him. Giants got it. I don't care what
So
they're
that's
saying. They're
gonna
open
be-
to trading their pick to. You better get the damn Barkley.
And that's going to be the leverage that the Browns use when they're trying to deal that pick is the Giants are taking them. If you don't get them, the Giants got them.
Right. We got the drills right here.
I think that the Browns would be stupid not to pick him, and they would end up regretting it because he's going to be a monster wherever he goes. Mm-hmm. And, he's going to be even better if he goes into a good situation. So
you see right here, we got it on TV up in the telly. We in the telly, yo. We in the telly.
Yep, live from Indianapolis.
But we watching the offensive lines. We actually watching these drills, and just to throw some guys out there. Since we're doing the draft thing, we mentioned some people that we liked. Definitely some people I'm gonna like tomorrow. But some offensive linemen that I liked watching today. And no, I'm not saying it because I heard Mike Mayock and these guys say them too. I'm saying it because I watched these guys and we watched the drills and we could actually see who was lighter in the base, who had better footwork, who had better hips. Brian O'Neill from Pittsburgh used to be a former tight end. A lot of people have been talking with him. Brian Broaddus actually put on the clock with him. I like his footwork.
Was that the tight end, or was that the slash running back, fullback?
No, not him.
Okay.
He was that one I was saying, keep watching him. He's from Pittsburgh. He was a tight end. And you were like, oh, him? Remember he had good footwork when he did the in and the out with his footwork with the in and the out?
Yeah.
He was going all the way down the line.
Yep.
He had good footwork, but he used to be a tight end. So that helps him. 200 and, I believe, 80-something pounds. Really good footwork. Brandon Parker's another guy from North Carolina AT. Somebody mentioned to him on my Big Game James page about him. I started inquiring more about him, and then to watch him today. Pretty good. Not that fast, but big guy. Another kid that I liked, Scott Quisenberry. He just had good feet. Wasn't anything special, but he was good feet. Rod Taylor, I think you liked him too, from Mississippi.
He looked like he was explosive.
Yeah, Rod Taylor from Mississippi, offensive lineman. He was another guy we liked. We both kind of liked him. Also, my guy Connor Williams from the University of Texas. He was smooth in everything he did. Very smooth in everything he did. Quentin Nelson, he was like the man. He was kind of like he
looked like a mauler.
He is a mauler.
He looked like
if you watch his tape, he smashes you.
He looked like his footwork ain't the best, but
he gets his hands on you, he's gonna get you.
He's strong.
He's gonna get
like
you.
You just said, yeah, he's gonna pancake you.
He's gonna pancake you. And if I post I post a video of his, all of them. He's just drilling you in the ground. He's very disrespectful with it.
Really?
He's very disrespectful.
Drive you in there and stand over you.
He's very disrespectful.
I had to take a look.
Yeah, go check him out. He's very disrespectful. And another couple guys that I like, Colton Miller. I think you liked him from UCLA too. And Mike, is it McGlinchey? Yeah, Mike McGlinchey from Notre Dame. He's pretty good, but I think he pulled up lame. He only did a few drills, but he was looking good. Remember, he was looking at me. He's like, hey, I like him. He's pretty good. And KC McDermott, we saw a lot of him today too, and he looked like he was okay as a lineman. So those are some guys that we looked at the offensive line that were good in the drills. Oh, also let me give one more guy a shout out. I can't forget him because he was okay too. I liked him. Sean Welsh from Iowa. I think he was an offensive tackle. Sean Welsh from Iowa. He was all right in my books as well. So those are some guys that looked okay.
Yeah, kind of a boring day with being offensive line and everything. I mean, the running backs were cool. We didn't get to see a ton of drills from them, and we explained that earlier. If you missed it, go back and listen. It was just something about the way it was set up for the fans. We just couldn't really see everything that we wanted to see, but hey, we still had a good time. And tomorrow will be even more exciting. And over here to the Facebook Live video, that's just all over the place because I can see it. I mean, it's working 1 second, it's not the next. You might go out completely. You got some audio. Good. You don't.
It's ghetto. We in the hood.
Dana Brining, he said, did he say? Yeah, he shared it. So we appreciate that. But
if it's raggedy, don't share it.
I don't want to share this one.
Yeah, don't share this one, dog. This raggedy. This hood. This got the.
Yeah, I don't want my reputation to be.
Yeah, don't share this one. This got the hang. This got the hanger.
Annette's giving me the comments. She's saying, "Neat how I control the production. Great job, Beastie." I mean, yes, but right now, what we do, we rely on an internet connection, and I made a big mistake of not bringing the proper equipment to make sure we had the strongest connection today.
See, that's why we love him as a producer. He can show us false. The other one won't tell you that.
So that's on me. Hopefully you can listen back to the podcast or the video when I repost it, because I'm going to repost this because I think we had some good stuff here today, and we're not done yet.
No, we're not. Oh, also, Terry Turner mentioned Kajana Carter. He was a bust. Kajana Carter.
Oh, we're talking about Penn State bust. Yeah.
Now, Terry, listen, I know Kajana Carter. Not great, but I know him. Okay? I don't think he was a bust because he was nasty. Those injuries. If he wouldn't have blew it, I'm telling you, I was living in Virginia. Kajana Carter would have been nasty. And if I know for a fact he was just nasty. He seen him out here in high school out here. He was a dog. He went to Penn State, was a dog.
A little bit too old for me.
A little too old for you. So he came out. He came out in '95.
See, I know a little bit. When I got into it, a little bit.
You know how you just know a guy's career is over. When he blew his knee out his third, I think it was the third preseason game, he blew his knee out, missed the whole year because, back then when you blew your knee out, your career was almost over because they didn't have the technology to get your knees back together.
Right.
When he blew his knee, I was like, it's over.
And it was.
He never regained his speed that he was that breakaway threat. He had to change his game. So sometimes you're not a bust if injuries. That's just like me saying Greg Oden was a bust. I can't really say Greg Oden was a bust. He had bad injuries because I feel that if Greg Oden didn't have injuries, he would not have been a bust. He would have been a double-double guy and getting about 3 or 4 block shots. Feel me?
Yeah. Juan Madrid in the Facebook Live comments.
It's speeding up a little bit.
He said
it's speeding up, Jake.
Well, it's going to slow back down, though. I can guarantee you that.
Don't you guarantee nothing to me.
Juan Madrid said, I want to go defense first 2 rounds at third. I don't know if he meant to say and third. Maybe first 2 and the first 3 rounds he wants to go defense. That's kind of where you are.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm cool with that.
If you look at maybe an offensive lineman in there, but
I threw my first 3 picks of what I wanted, 2 linebackers, because the only reason why I didn't go defensive tackle because Stephen Jones is always talking about leaving the one tech, so I'm trying to stay in more reality, which we should do. If Hitchens leaves, we need linebacker help. And if we can pull the trigger, get up there and get Edmonds, especially if he shows decent. I hope he doesn't show great because maybe then he drops and we can scoop him. But I went with 2 linebackers, Fred Warner, Tremaine Edmonds, and then Will Hernandez, who probably he's not going to be a second-round pick probably now. He been outstanding this whole combine, so he's worked his way probably into the first round now. Somebody's going to draft him probably in the first round, so we're probably not going to see him in the second round. So there becomes a dilemma of what happens. Do we trade that pick, try to get him, seal him because, he has been kicking it with the Cowboys, saying he's want to come with the Cowboys. So that's what's going to be interesting down the line. What are they going to do with this 19th pick? Because it's a funny pick. You don't know, because so many things can happen in that part, and somebody can fall to you lovely, or it cannot be somebody you like, and let's move back to save somebody that we want to get.
Yeah, that is a weird position to be in.
And up top, it's quiet. They must have listened to us. So God,
it got quiet, didn't it?
That's God.
Our neighbors upstairs.
I said
woke
he's
me up
real.
At 4:30 in the morning last night.
I said he's real.
I had to call the front office and complain. I don't like doing that, but I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, that was loud.
There was a kid running back and forth across the room from one end to the other.
Going ham. Yeah. And God said, let there be light.
What's up, Ron Smith?
What's up,
appreciate
Ron?
you jumping in here. Hey, guys, do not share this video.
Yeah, don't share this video.
If you can hear it and see a little bit,
Don't share this video.
That's cool. Jump in, but we're kind of just sitting here going over things that we did today. And for those of you who might just be tuning in, and if you didn't know, because we kind of went off on our little cowboy rant there, but if you can see, like, we're both Cowboys fans, if you're not watching this for Cowboys purposes, because we are saying here that we're just covering.
We don't give a hell if you're watching it for
But I just want you to
purposes.
know, I just want people to know,
Yeah.
we're diehard Cowboys fans, and we have a Silver and Blue Nation podcast. It's all about the Cowboys. So make sure you check that out as well.
Right.
This isn't the Silver and Blue Nation podcast.
We're just chilling.
We're just here
just
representing
like I said.
EBSN Online up here in Indianapolis.
Well,
and
let me stand up straight. We work with EBSN.
Oh, you don't see the big EBSN logo right there?
Okay. Well, it's too late then, right?
Hey, we're cool.
I've been chilling. Too late.
I'm not even worried about it. It's been a good show so far.
Great show. You know, I said.
Well, you were getting ready to finish your statement about the wide receiver or the position or whatever we were picking in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about the 19th pick.
Right.
But I kind of wanted to, I don't know, did I cut you off? Because I want you to finish whatever you were saying.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to dive into the wide receiver talk a little bit because
Dive in.
I think we need a wide receiver. And we need to pick one early. And the reason why was we were talking about this earlier. When you get guys in the later rounds, because I know you're saying we can wait till the 4th round or so to pick another receiver up.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get Ryan Switzers and Noah Browns and Devin Streets and these kind of guys who don't get a chance to see the field. And I don't know if that's necessarily because of talent. And I'm talking about the Cowboys. And you even said this, we don't want to draft anyone to challenge those top positions.
No, I want us, but we don't.
Yeah, I'm saying you're saying like we won't do that.
Right.
So I'm saying we need to pick a receiver up high in like the 2nd to 3rd round because then the pressure's going to be on that guy to play and get him on the field. For one, he's making more money, and that's pretty much it because he's drafted higher, he's making more money. When you got guys like Switzer or Brown making nothing, it's easy to never play them. You want to play the guys that you're paying. But if you draft the guy higher, you're going to be in a position where you got to put him on the field.
What up, Tyler?
So that's what I want to see. I want to see us go after a guy earlier, a wide receiver, get his ass on the field. That way,
Man, listen, I
we
know.
can challenge Dez Bryant.
Man,
because there's no
Dez
challenge
Bryant
right
ain't
now.
gonna be there forever. So I told you, we don't need number one receiver with the Cowboys no more. If we're gonna build this, and you even said it yourself, if we're gonna build this Dak-friendly offense, okay, you're gonna have multiple receiver sets. We don't need to have this number one receiver where he has to feel like he's forcing the ball. He played better, and I'm not dogging you, Dez. Please don't be mad at me, but I'm not dogging you, Dez. When Dez got hurt, he played good. He didn't feel like he had to force that ball to him. He could be free and do it like he want. And just like you said, when we draft a receiver, we can get a guy in the 3rd or 4th round.
I'm not saying we need a number one guy.
I'm saying, but if you can still get that, you can still get somebody in the 3rd and 4th. You looked at Ryan Switzer in the 4th, and we didn't use him right. He could have started for us.
Exactly. That's my point. But if we picked him in the 2nd round, he would have seen more time.
Nah, yeah, maybe.
He would have.
Yeah, but still.
He would have been forced to because he's making more money.
But that's not going to help us right now. We need more defense.
I think Des Bryant needs to get out the way. I think defense.
We need more defense.
Those guys that we
We're not
have
dominant.
are going to be just better than they were.
Okay,
But I do agree we need to add some pieces, but we still have some maybe a little things we can do in
Is
free
it
agency
dominant?
to do some tweaks. It could be.
It could be, but it's not.
Second part of that season, we were pretty dominant there.
Okay, we weren't pretty dominant. We were okay. We were good.
We weren't
dominant.
average.
We weren't dominant.
Way better than the start of the season.
Yes,
that
but
secondary finally gelled together like you said it would. Shadobi was hurt. Sean Lee was hurt.
Say that again.
What, the injuries?
No, say what you said before.
You said the secondary would gel together later in the season.
I just want to hear you say that.
All right, so I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
So I'm saying that.
But we need more.
I mean, you can never have enough, but
Exactly.
I want a well-balanced. Like, I don't want to just go heavy on D and then get offense late, and then those guys don't see the field.
They will. They have to, because just like you said, Dez ain't going to be there forever. Even if they get somebody in the third, fourth, just because you picked in the third and fourth, I get what you're saying. Trust me, I get what you're saying. But just because you picked in the third and fourth don't mean you ain't going to come in and be a dog starter.
You could
like
be.
I said, I'm telling you, if they got this kid, a couple kids that I like that they get in the third and fourth, they could come in and still be the dogs and come in and take the lead. But just because it's a deep enough class where we can do that. If this was a class that wasn't deep, I would be like, okay, gee, yeah, we need a receiver because I'm worried. But this class is so deep, I'm like, no, we can wait. We need defense. We need stoppers. We need dogs. We need animals. We need dogs. I said this last week when we did the show with Law and Dallas Prospects. We need dogs. Okay, I'm tired of we're okay. And then when we hear Charles Haley saying, you know what, I'm not trying to be getting on the Cowboys. I'm sorry, but guess what? I'm not kissing no ass. No, Charles Haley, keep saying what you're saying. Keep saying it's a bunch of damn losers, so they get in their mindset that we need dogs. Do you understand that?
Yeah, and you know what? This is a really good transition into something that might be exclusive here. We might have some insight that nobody else knows.
Oh, yeah.
And it's something else that happened today.
Let's tell me
as another part of our
Tell them how
experience.
really. Let's tell them how it really.
And actually,
happened,
this is perfect because now we're leading up to. We already talked about meeting Brian Broaddus and the gang.
Yeah.
And now we're coming out. We're
Sure,
leaving
sure.
now.
Uh-huh.
So now on the way out,
Right.
we run into a guy running like 40-yard dash type drills in the hallway.
In the hallway.
And as a wide receiver for Virginia Tech,
Mm-hmm.
his name's Cam Phillips.
Cam Phillips.
He's Virginia Tech's all-time leading receiver.
All time.
And that's pretty huge at any school, no matter what. If you're their all-time leading at anything,
And
that's
Virginia
pretty
Tech
big.
ain't no slobs.
You at least had longevity or something was going good for you to do that. You were really skilled or you had longevity, something like that.
And Virginia Tech ain't no slobs.
So go look at this guy's highlights. Cam Phillips, wide
pretty
receiver
good.
for Virginia Tech.
Pretty good. I didn't know he was pretty good.
So we ran into him in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Well, you know what happened. He got done running this little running line. You walk past him, right? And you're like, hey, he might be a receiver. Because he had his gear on all like
he had the number and the name.
Yeah, he had the number and name. So he's walking past me. So I grabbed this dude like, hey, what's up? So he like, hi. So he kind of gave me a funny look like. He was probably looking at me like, bro, don't be grabbing me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I grabbed his arm like, hey, well, you know what I'm saying? Who is you? I ain't know
this guy.
I ain't know who you. I ain't know who he was. I just seen Phillips. I'm like, who you play for? He was like Virginia Tech. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, I didn't know what to say to him. So I was like, you any good? He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, what you looking like? So I was like, so what you got a pro day? You injured? What? I was like, did you run your 40? He was like, yeah, I ran my 40, but I'm just doing, doing some drills. He's like, yeah, he gave me the date when he's doing his pro day. And I'm like, okay, well, who been looking at you? Tell me some teams who've been looking at you. Then I start getting a little more assertive because now I'm feeling a little good by myself. So I got a little assertive. So he's like, I got a few teams looking at me. So I'm like, who? Tell me what teams are looking at you.
He sees what you're
so
wearing.
He sees what I'm wearing and he sees the badge. He's like, you know what I'm saying? The Cowboys hollered at me. I'm like, oh, for real? The Cowboys hollered at you? He like, yeah, they talked to me. I'm like, what they say? He like, you know, and I'm like, nah, you gonna tell me? I'm messing with them Cowboys. You gonna tell me what they said? He started smiling like, they told me they like what they saw. I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna. I was like, I ain't gonna beat your brains up for the information. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and keep on doing what you're doing. You look good. Look, even when he was running in there. So then we come to find out you're the all-time leading receiver at Virginia Tech history. Yeah, okay, and he had some decent size.
He looks good.
He was
on
what?
film.
About 6'1". I was maybe a little taller
He's
than him.
right around your height. Yep.
Right around my height, about 189, almost 190. He had some thickness to him. Definitely looked like he could run.
Yeah, but you might have heard it here first, folks.
Who knows?
We don't know. I don't know if that's been out there.
I'm snatching them interviews though.
But hey, we can take credit for it. You heard it right here.
Hey,
Watch for Cam Phillips from Virginia Tech.
If he gets drafted, you heard it. You heard Dallas talk to him. You heard Big Game James with them snatch them arms like, get over here. Who are you?
This Wi-Fi that we're using here at this hotel is very shoddy. It's in and
It
out.
sucks.
So I know that we're kind of holding steady right now.
Holding steady.
It's very low resolution. So anybody watching, sorry. I know it's
Don't
not the
share
best
this.
video.
Don't
Don't
share
give it a
this.
share.
Don't share this.
Give us a like if you want, but don't give us a share.
Who?
And go subscribe to iTunes and Google
okay.
Play if you
Hey.
want as well.
I ain't trying to cut you off.
We're jumping into the comments now.
Juan asked a question. Juan asked a question. He said, "Romo made Dez. True or not?"
Yeah, we talked about that
we were
last
talking
night.
about. We were talking about it in the core.
Even last night, laying here in the hotel, we're talking about it.
we know Romo made Dez. We know that. That's a fact. Dez was good.
That's been a hot topic
No.
for us.
Well, it's good because we don't have a hard big stream, so I can't get the Dez haters like, no, he didn't. Dez is doing this, Dez is doing
Right.
that. Man, look, if I didn't like Dez, I still wear the X. I still wear the X. I still got my shirts. I don't get rid of the shirts. Dez Bryant, you suck. I don't want you no more.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Really? But
Hey,
it comes to a point in time where every NFL player comes to that point where, you know what, you might not be with the team anymore because the production is not matching the salary.
Right.
That's all it is.
I mean, and Des Bryant, as much as like whatever his antics are, whatever he's been through or done, or how long he's been here, he is the franchise's all-time leading leader in touchdown catches. And that's a record that probably, Jason Witten might have a shot at it, I guess, but he's about to be done. So I don't know if anyone's going to be catching that. The Des Bryant touchdown record of 72 catches.
He's always going to be down in Cowboy history.
He's a history guy.
He's in Cowboy history, so he can go to the grave and say, guess what? You know what? I might not be with him, but I'm the all-time leader in touchdowns in Cowboy history, and that's something big. That's something very big. So, and I'm always appreciate what he did for the Cowboys. Everybody has come through the Cowboys. You're going to always appreciate what they did. But at the end of the day, as a line that everybody's going to come to, and nobody's trying to push out, but if it's not matching what is going on, it may just have to go. We're going to see. This has been the biggest topic in Dallas Cowboys right now, and it's not going to stop. It's only going to get fired. And I'm going to give credit to myself. Sorry, I'm just pumping myself up right now. I'm sorry.
Do it.
But do you remember, G, way before anybody was talking about Dez Bryant contract, it was way before before midseason. I was posting it. I was posting on the page like, guess what? I'm not saying get rid of him, but I'm just saying Dez Bryant's contract, he'll be a free agent soon. That money, and everybody was like, what? And everybody was getting on me like, you're crazy, Big Game Jay. You crazy. Now, guess what? Everybody's talking about his salary like I said they would.
Yeah, and rightfully so. So since we're talking about wide receivers, and there's a whole lot of stuff we can get into with Dez and the new NFL rule. They said he would have had a catch. We can get into that on Sunday when we come back and do the Silver and Blue Nation show. But excuse me. For now, though, since we are talking about wide receiver, let's talk about tomorrow because we're going to be going back and early in the morning.
Early,
So
man.
as soon as we get done here, I'm packing this stuff up and going to bed.
Yeah, we're going to have to go.
Got to be
early.
up probably 6
Not
o'clock
that early.
or something like that.
Not early.
Well, I mean, I'll still be up a little while.
Yeah, a
but,
little while. You know what I'm saying?
but that's pretty much what's got to happen here because we got to be up early and out of here. So, but it's a whole nother jam-packed day tomorrow.
Long day tomorrow.
Bright and early, and we'll be home tomorrow too.
Very long.
And then we'll be back at the studio for a nice studio show on Sunday. You know what? I actually kind of like this setup that we have here, though, with the mics in front of each other. It looks a little different on your phone than it does mine. When I say that, I'm talking about our Facebook Live video.
Let me see.
Let me go ahead and show you.
Let me see.
Like the setup. I like the setup. They're sitting across from each other with the mics.
Oh, it looks hard.
Yeah, I like that. And it's kind of simple, you know. So I think we might work with something like that.
It's the black and white sports report.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what it feels like, right?
Right, if that's what it feels like. We was doing this before, you know what I'm saying?
Except no copyright music beds this time.
No time because we was on that music.
I mean, that's all we had was the Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, that Bobby Shmurda used to come in hard though. Bam, yeah.
The Crows.
They was feeling that. They was feeling that's the Tobacco Bite Sports Report.
But
I'm excited about tomorrow
yeah,
because
we're
going
here
to
for
see
one more day.
Hey, but you know it's another good thing that we're going to see. We're going to see them quarterbacks and Lamar Jackson. It's going to be big because we're going to be able to see Lamar Jackson. I believe he's throwing the ball. I believe he's doing everything.
That'll be fun.
And I know he wants to prove everybody. I got tape of him at the interview. They were interviewing him, and I'm sure there were some teams that they've been talking about. They want to see if he wanted to play receiver. He said, hell NFL know I'm a quarterback. So here's his time to shut everybody up and let everybody know I'm a freaking quarterback. Because guess what? And I'm not saying nothing about Lamar Jackson, but I am saying that some guys have said I'm a quarterback. They get in the NFL and they're not, and then they switch. So this is his chance to really prove he is a quarterback because all eyes are on him. Because he's just a whole different type of athlete.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch his 40.
He's just a whole different.
That'll be the best part.
Oh my gosh, he's a whole different type of player, man.
But a guy who fits the mold of what you just said about coming in as a quarterback and you're not willing to change positions, Terrell Pryor.
Oh yeah, but I knew that. But we saw. But you know what? Here's the difference between that situation and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Terrell Pryor ever was. I don't ever think, man, dude, Terrell Pryor was never a good quarterback. I don't care what you tell me. Bro, look at his percentage.
In college?
His career percentage in college was like 56, 57. He was never a good deep ball thrower. He could never throw over the middle. It was because he was 6'5", and you couldn't catch him because he was big.
He always had a weird shot put type delivery.
Dude, he was never a sweet quarterback,
I've seen
bro.
him make good passes, though.
Yeah,
in
you
the
can
NFL.
here and there.
In the NFL,
here and
I've seen
there.
him do it.
Everybody can throw a good pass here
I'm
and
just
there.
saying, maybe Lamar Jackson's in that category. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I haven't watched enough.
Well, Bell watch Mo.
I haven't watched enough. I know he's very elusive, and he could be potentially like a Michael Vick, like a right-handed Michael Vick.
Right.
I know he has that type of potential.
Michael Vick said that's him reincarnated.
So his 40 time will be probably one of the big attractions tomorrow because you want to see how fast. I
don't.
But the topic right now is like him maybe switching positions, so people want to see how fast he runs.
Yeah, true.
If he even runs it, sometimes they don't because they don't want to,
He's built like a receiver though.
We'll see. I mean, maybe they'll try him out.
He's not a big dude.
But I think it's important that you find out what you want to do before you get into the league.
Yeah. Juan mentions Michael Gallup. That's my number one guy, Juan. That's my number one guy that I want, Michael Gallup. So I'm going to heavily be watching him. Also, DJ Chark, if he's there, he's somebody else. I'm going to look at the one kid that you mentioned, the kid from Notre Dame. I'm going to keep my eye on him now.
We're talking about receivers?
Yeah,
St. Brown.
St. Brown.
Yeah.
He visited with Dallas as well.
He did. You shared the article on your Facebook page.
He visited
earlier.
with Dallas. So
the Big Game James Facebook page.
And he pumped out 24. So we're keeping our eyes on him.
He led all receivers in the bench press.
Dallas Goedert probably won't go to us because he's too high. Somebody's going to draft him high. We're probably not going to get a tight end until later. So maybe Fumagalli can drop. Nothing stands out with him. That's why I don't want somebody else that doesn't stand out.
Exactly. I don't want a tight end later because then you're getting the James Hannas.
I get that.
You're getting the Jeff Swains. Those are the late round tight ends.
And now we have to worry about is Rico on deck. Rico on deck gathers I'm calling him Rico on deck gathers.
Let's just treat him like we did Jalen Smith and not have any expectations.
Please.
I think we'll all be happier if we can do that.
I would only say that as if because he didn't have a major injury, but he ain't had I ain't listening to that damn concussion. There ain't nobody had no damn concussion that long.
I mean, you got to question his commitment to football because he never played it. So
exactly. So it'd be easier for you to quit, especially if you got records on deck. If you got records on deck, you can quit.
He might be one of them guys that was just he wanted to show or prove that he could go to the NFL and play, and be the multi-sport guy or something.
The dumb way.
Oh, boy. So,
the dumb way. That's what he said. Rico gathers the dumb way.
Yeah, I just
exactly. He just frustrated. I'm not saying you can't have a life outside of that, but that just frustrated me because, like I said, the year before he was all about Jason Witten, and I'm meeting Witten, and I'm staying underneath Witten, and I'm learning this in football and football. Then this dude gets smacked in his mouth by Kayvon Frazier. You don't see him. Oh, we hit him. I don't know. I don't know about what the hell happened. But then when you come back, now I hear about you is making records now, and I don't even hear you talking about football. And then you say you barely even play it. So who else is that going to alarm? Like, who in their right mind is not going to think, we're spending this. Well, not we. Dallas is spending this stuff on you, and you're saying you barely play football. And now you're saying I got records on deck, though. I mean, that just sounds really dumb to me.
Like I said, I'm not worried about him. I ain't even thinking about him.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think he could play, and I would like him to play. But if he don't, whatever. If he does, cool. But we need to get a guy at tight end who we know is going to be the man.
So let's just get offense the first 2 rounds. That's what you want. Yeah.
No. All I want within the first 2 rounds is a wide receiver.
Okay.
Anything after that, I'm good with. I mean, I know we need a linebacker. I know we need an offensive lineman.
I know
we need defensive tackle.
And a safety.
We could use definitely more secondary help.
And we could use a safety. Derwin James.
Skandrick's being a liability, so you can't count on him.
Skandrick is going to be gone.
Brown can't really count on him from a skill.
He could bounce
level.
back. He could bounce back. We still got Marquez White on the practice squad.
Yeah, so there's a lot of guys still in the mix and the guys you could add, but
Byron Jones possibly going down the corner full time. It could happen. We could still see a trade. I'm going to still keep hope alive. That's the only thing I can do, G. Because if I don't, I'm going to be a miserable man with my Cowboys.
If we've seen a trade, who's a guy that could be on the trade block for us?
Well, he already put it out there that Skandrick could be somebody that could be traded. Who else? I mean, nobody's trading for no James Hanna. Nobody's trading for nobody else like that. I still feel like Cole Beasley.
I was going to say one of the wide receivers.
Cole Beasley is a guy you can trade. You can still trade him, and I think you can get something back for him. Everybody still loves him. And then they say you can trade Terrence Williams. You can trade him. Like, I feel like this. You know how sometimes they come in the season where, like, anybody can be traded. Sometimes it feels like you should just come in and be like, you know what, the whole wide receiver core, any of y'all can go. We need to just figure this out. Because, and it's funny how everybody says, oh, well, just 2016, you weren't saying that y'all had a great receiving core. I don't think it was just a great receiving core. It's just we came in with Zeke and Dak, and nobody had really seen that. It just came in and blew everybody up. Everything was just perfect. It was just perfect how it happened.
Yeah.
Okay? That's all it was. And now it's back to reality.
So what about like an Alfred Morris? Would he be?
I don't want Alfred Morris. Yeah, let's trade him.
That's what I mean on the trade block.
Let's put him on the trade block and see if anybody bites for him.
So maybe we should keep Rod Smith, draft another running back.
Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. So it's a great prelude. I think you're really good how you did that, sir. Really good.
Segue right to the running backs.
Segue to the running backs, and that's where you can get who ran good. Rashard Penny, LaDainian Tomlinson mentioned him as well. And I think I had somebody on my Big Game James page. If you're listening to this, I'm giving you the shout out. I can't remember who told me. I believe it was Kevin. I can't remember the last name, but he told me about Rashard Penny. I watched him. He looked good. He looked real good as far as what he does as far as running, receiving. He's a good size back. I'll look for him maybe in the late round. We can snag him. Also, another kid that ran good. What was the fast kid?
Hold your thought and find that real quick while I tell Jawan James who tuned in on Facebook Live.
Okay.
He wants to know what he missed, and he just tuned in. Jawan James, we appreciate you tuning in. We apologize that this broadcast is not the best and reliable connection, but hopefully you can still at least hear us. What we've done so far is talk about our experience here at the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine here in Indianapolis, and that's where me and Big Game James have been for this today and tomorrow, and we got here last night. So we're here just going through the fan experience and letting you guys know about it. So we got to see a lot of drills and different things, and right now we're talking about running backs and wide receivers. We saw running backs today, so we're talking about wide receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends tomorrow, but we kind of preluded to some running backs, which we saw today, and that's kind of where James was headed with what he was talking about there. And Ron Smith was asking about the tight end in the Facebook comments. He said, what about the Dallas kid that's a tight end? And that's the guy that we saw who looked really good today with the bench press.
Right. Dallas Gover, like I said, he's been the guy who's rose up out of nowhere, small school. He's like a basketball player to me. When I see him, he's like a basketball player. And I feel like those guys that are really that like that herky-jerky basketball player type are really good type basketball players. And I really get excited when I see him, and then when I see him come out there and throw 23, reps up, and he did it pretty steadily. I really got excited about that, and I was like, okay, he's a guy that's a guy that can make a difference on our team. But
he looked like he could be a blocker too.
He's going to be good. I feel like he gets in the right system. He's going to be a really good tight end.
And you know what sucks about us too when it comes to the tight end position, as you just said, like getting into the right system. Who better than to get into a system with than Jason Witten and learn from a legend You know what I mean? But it just doesn't work out for us with these guys for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
We wasted all these years away of potential Witten teaching guys,
Yes.
to the way.
This needs to be me and you both agree. This needs to be Jason Witten last year.
Yeah, it's time. I mean,
Jason Witten needs to retire after this year.
like
Facts.
you're old now.
You're really. I feel like you should have retired this year.
Yeah,
Come on.
because now we're just going to be. You brought up last week about us being held hostage by Tony Romo's injuries. It kind of feels like we're being hostage by the legend of Jason Witten a little bit.
It is.
Because not only are we not going to draft somebody, whoever we do have is not going to get on the field either because we don't want to disrespect him,
Right.
which is understandable.
But that's the
But
problem.
the business part of it is you need to make a move.
I mean, it's almost like he's granted to come back whenever he wants.
It's on his time.
It's on his time.
They're not going to tell him to leave. They're going to want him to step down and retire.
They need to talk in his ear though.
But
this needs to be his last year.
Witten's always been a guy to me though that I felt like has always had, at least from what I've seen, like a great self-awareness, and I think he understands that he's not as good as he was, and he's changed his game to that. So I don't know what he needs to work out with the coaches, but
Do you think it's self-awareness now?
he needs to does he not have it now? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think he has.
A lot of
self-awareness.
guys, and when they get towards the end of their
I don't
careers,
think he does.
they don't realize when it's over.
I showed you the quote where Stephen Jones was like, when every time they picked a tight end, he was going in the office like, "You wasted a pick." I get that, but I get what you're saying and the aspect of it.
Anytime we've previously selected a tight end,
Yeah, that's what he would go
Like
and
the
say
Escobars, the John
he would
Phillips.
basically say, "Oh, you're wasting a pick because they're not taking my spot." I get that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, so we're always supposed to take a back seat to Jason Witten. You're not the guy like that any longer. You were the guy then, but you're not the guy like that now. You are still a beast.
I don't think they're going to tell him that. I don't think the coaching staff or anybody is going to tell him
Nobody's
going
to tell him that. He's
got to do that on his own.
He's going to be able to do that on his own, and I don't like that.
What did you say about you're a beast? Was that something in the Facebook comments?
Wait, what do you mean?
I thought you said you are a beast. Didn't you just say that?
I don't think I said that.
You said you are a beast.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
When did I say that?
You just said it. I don't know when you were scrolling through your comments.
No. I was like, I lost train of thought. I was looking at something all the way down. But no, I just feel like this should be Witten's last time. You know what I mean? This should be.
Yeah, I mean it's probably time, and we're gonna get a good look at some tight ends tomorrow, and hopefully maybe potentially a Cowboy, and we're definitely not looking at quarterbacks, so it'll still be cool to see these guys, the top guys, and the Giants might be in contention for one of them, so we might be seeing a potential NFC East Division quarterback, one of these top guys, so it'll be a chance to see them, and then like I said, the tight ends and the wide receivers. So we're going to get to see the football thrown around. We'll see the ball movement. That's something we didn't get to see today.
And we'll be able to see the receivers catch the ball. And that's what that's what we really want to see. We want to see
wait for that.
Christian Kirk, James Washington, Michael Gallup, Calvin Ridley, Sutton,
the St. Brown from
St.
Notre
Brown.
Dame.
There's so many good receivers out there. And I'm not
Cam Phillips,
and there's some other guys that I even mentioned that were looking good even on the bench press. So I'm really excited to see these receivers because I feel like we can scoop a couple of these guys, and it'll be get us one tight end, maybe can slip through the cracks and maybe be good for us, but definitely got to get a good receiver, and we also get to watch the defense as far as lifting.
yeah,
right?
and you know what? That was a better experience for what we're doing here.
Yes,
that
very,
fan experience,
very.
watching them bench press was
Watching
the best
them
part
bench
of
press is the bit. Hey, if you come to the combine ever, the drills are great. Get down there and get in the audience.
Bring binoculars.
Bring binoculars. Yes, bring binoculars for the combine because they're going to try to play you and sit you up high. They're going to try to play you, and then they're going to try to be on you about your phone. The young girl wasn't sweating us. We was getting away with it with the young girl. We was fooling her. I think she knew, but I think she didn't care about her job like that. But then we got the old lady. The old lady always care about her job. The old grandma. She looked like a grandma then. She looked like she got about 30 grandkids.
Yep.
And she was on it. Like, as soon as we put that phone up, like, we was angling to where she couldn't even see it. She was like, Sonny,
Yeah.
She didn't say Sunny, but she was like, Sunny.
She was like sneaking us around corners.
Like
and stuff.
she was trying to hide and like, I see you. Put your phone away. I'm like, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I'll put it away.
Then speaking of the bench presses, we go and see the wide receivers bench press, and there's a guy thinking that you're trying to film there,
Right?
And he is just mugging you the entire time.
Mugging.
He has a mean mug on James.
Mugging.
The entire time.
He was mugging me.
Every time I looked up, he was waiting for you to lift that phone up.
He was waiting for me to lift that phone up, take that picture, so he could get me.
Because you're texting or whatever you're doing Facebook at that time, and then they're doing the drills at that time. He's just
because I was gonna take the picture because really Calvin really was staring right there, and I was like, man, he's small, and I want to take that picture. Yeah. So when I put the phone up, he looked right at me like, and then you hit me like, hey, he on you. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, they were strict.
So then I tried to throw it up again like quick, and he was looking right at me like beaming me like, nah, dude, you ain't getting that off. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I ain't gotta get it, but I'll just send them texts. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't get it. Like, so the media people who have media credentials, which we had our own form of that,
they can do whatever the hell they
so
want.
they can go around filming, but we can't. How's that make any sense?
Because they're privileged.
Like, the only thing that makes them different from us is a little pass they have on their neck, which we had our own, but it wasn't good enough to get to the press conferences.
Ours was hood passes.
Hey, I mean, we was out there.
We had hood passes.
They didn't do nothing for us, but we looked official.
Yeah, we looked official. We had hood passes though, y'all. We don't let us. We was standing.
Hey, but you know what?
We don't care.
We came here. We covered it.
We came and conquered.
Posted it, we did a show.
Conquered.
Right there on EBS and online. So.
You know what I mean? We had a good time, and you know what I mean? Make sure you check it out tomorrow. Well, I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow.
We ain't going to have a show.
We ain't going to have a show, but Sunday. Make sure you check in Sunday because I'm going to have Coach J's Film Day.
That's right.
On
Every Sunday night, maybe Monday morning. Either way, it's dropping.
It's dropping.
And you know what? We might have a special guest this week. I'm going to speak with my friend over at ESPN San Antonio, Ari Timken.
You heard what he said?
Who also runs a Phantom page, by the way, if you want to go give them a follow on Facebook.
Do you hear what he said?
I'm going to see if we can get him to maybe join us for a little phone call segment, maybe talk a little bit more about the Des Bryant situation next week.
Bring it out. Bring him out. Bring him out.
San Antonio ESPN. So Ari Timken.
And Ari Timken, he got some good stuff. So make sure you holler at him and bring him on tomorrow. I need to talk to Ari.
Sunday.
So, yeah, bring him on Sunday. I need to talk to Ari.
Hey, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna
make that happen. I need to holler at him because I think I said some stuff about Cowboys. I think he went against what I said.
That's cool. That's cool. I love a debate.
So let's do
that. So if you didn't know, too, also Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James, the Dallas Prospect, Law Nation, everybody's trying to come into collaboration.
The new 18, baby. I said it.
And make things happen for the Cowboys fans.
It's the new 18.
Everybody who's doing something like what we're doing, I mean, what's not to love about getting all that together and having all that access to all that in one place?
A big hub.
Where you can just see all that in one
big
place.
Hub. Like one day you ain't even trying to listen to me and not saying, man, shut up, Big Game James. I'm going to listen to Dallas Prospect today.
It's just Cowboys talk.
You feel me? Go ahead and do it. You get this hearing a different angle and a different voice, but you know you want to hear this voice. You want to hear this voice.
Especially on these mics.
Ooh, you want to hear this voice?
You know what? I think we're going to use these mics.
We're going to start
going
using these
forward
mics because I just feel like
every show.
I feel like a real radio dude right now.
And when you listen back
I'm talking
to the
like
podcast,
a radio dude right now.
I told you it's because we got compression on these mics.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking like a radio dude.
You can hear that fullness in your voice. He said,
I hear my real voice. Yeah,
dude.
I hear my real voice now. Basic.
Yeah, so this has been a great day of a fan mobile experience at the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine. And
no, Ron, it's Sunday, not Saturday. It's Sunday. I messed up.
Normal time Sunday.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Not tomorrow. We're going to be tired as hell. We're not doing a show.
And we have an announcement to make Sunday as well, so make sure you tune in for that.
Oh, okay.
And we'll talk about this.
Yeah, tell me about the
announcement. It involves a certain co-host.
Oh, okay.
We'll just wait till Sunday to mention what's going on with that. Okay. So it's a permanent move.
I was like, tell me.
It's a permanent move.
I was like, dang, you know how they do you in the NFL? Like, yeah, we got another thing. I'm going to put you
I'm going to tell it to the media.
I'm going to tell it to the media.
I'm going to communicate with you through the media.
I'm going to communicate with you through the media.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, what time is it, man?
It's time to get out of here.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. We got to be there at 8.
We got to be there by 7 a.m.
You lying.
Well, the gates open at 7:30.
Jesus. And they'll probably will be running.
But, yeah, and that's going to be because people are going to want to see them quarterbacks, Josh Allen, and Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, whatever.
One of them not throwing. One of them is not
Baker Mayfield, J.T. Barrett. This quarterback class is pretty loaded up.
It ain't loaded.
It may be
okay.
they might not be the most talented guys, but they have big names, all of them.
Yeah, but it ain't loaded. I ain't.
I'm not gonna sit here and say this is
this ain't no wonder class.
A crazy draft where they're all gonna come in and be Hall of Famers. I'm just saying, as far as like their names in college, what they did in college, these are big names. You know what I mean? From the running back perspective, like I said, I know Sony Michel, Nick Chubbs, and Saquon Barkley. That's it for me. And those are big names. You know what I mean? Like in college football.
Yeah. Well,
So,
hey, learn this one dude.
The quarterbacks are crazy tomorrow.
Kalen Baelish from Arizona State. My guy Herschel Patel has been on me about him. He's been saying he's a real deal, and he ran a 4.46 today too, and he's got good size. Speaking of the devil, just Josh Allen throwing the touchdown, so we will be seeing those guys tomorrow. Be interested because I like really watching those guys. I like watching quarterback play. Because there's nothing better than watch a really good quarterback dissect a defense and control a team and control a game how he wants to. It's really good to watch that.
Anyone who tuned into this shitty stream, we appreciate it.
They called it the shitty stream.
The shitty stream right here from Indianapolis. We appreciate you who stuck around. Maybe you heard something, maybe you didn't. Make sure you check out the podcast later or rewatch this reposted video.
Yeah.
We'll bring you the rest of it on Sunday.
It says the video ended.
Oh, well, there it is. So maybe the video did, but not the show. So until that time, we'll see you next week. That's Big Game James.
And that's Producer G.
And we're gone.
Peace.